I've used the Note series and the Ultra series as my daily driver for nearly a decade, and I've experienced all the incremental improvements Samsung has made over the years. So, on paper, the S24 Ultra definitely feels like a minor improvement over its predecessor, and even when compared to its current competition, this phone lags behind in some areas. But after using this phone for over 9 months as my daily driver, I can definitely say that the S24 Ultra, at least in my opinion, is the most capable phone of the year. Still, it's obviously not flawless, and in this video we'll discuss what Samsung gets right with this phone and where it still needs to improve upon in the future. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Starting with the design, this phone carries forward the iconic boxy design, which looks very striking. The sharp corners make it a bit inconvenient to hold, but if you have a case on, like most people do, this becomes a non-issue. Also, Samsung is still using individual camera rings instead of a large camera bump. This has its pros and cons. It obviously looks clean and minimal, but it also leads to more dust accumulation between the camera rings. And as all the cameras are left aligned, the phone wobbles quite a bit on a flat surface. This is again a non-issue if you're using a case. In terms of its size and weight, this is obviously one of the biggest phones in the market and also quite bulky. But with excellent weight distribution and good grip, it feels quite good to hold. Coming to the build quality, this is easily one of the best in the market. You get a titanium frame and Gorilla Glass armor protection, both of which are the best in terms of quality as well as durability. Even after nearly a year of use, my phone is as good as new, even without any screen protector. And then there is also the IP68 rating, which makes it dust and waterproof up to 1.5 meters of depth. So in terms of design and build, this is easily one of the best in the market. Okay, now display is an area where Samsung has made many changes. The biggest one being that the display is now flat instead of curved, and I am happy with it as it is more practical for daily use. Other than making the display flat, Samsung has also made it brighter and less reflective. Both these improvements, along with the already top tier specs of this display, make it one of the best displays in the market. However, there is still room for improvement in terms of HDR peak brightness, as phones with Dolby Vision support like the OnePlus 12 provide a better HDR experience in Netflix, and the PWM dimming can also be improved upon as it is way behind the competition. Next is audio, and the stereo speakers on this phone are really impressive. They sound rich with clear vocals and good soundstage. The bass this phone produces is also quite good, but some other phones like the iPhones produce even deeper and punchier bass, so there is definitely some room for improvement. Check out the audio sample. The audio recording quality is also really good. Voices sound natural, and there is a dedicated interview mode which uses the top and bottom microphone to record the conversation. The earpiece is loud and clear, and I had absolutely no problem handling calls even in very noisy places. With Type-C based adapters and wired IEMs, I had no problem listening to music or handling calls. And even with wireless buds, the experience was great. It even supports most of the audio codecs, including the lossless LDAC codec and Samsung's own seamless codec. But it misses out on LHDC codec support, which is a bit unfortunate as this codec is getting more and more popular. Okay, now coming to the camera, I have reviewed it in a separate video which came out last week. It has over 100 camera samples, and I have tried to cover all the camera modes and features as well, so do check it out. But to summarize the camera experience, the zoom camera is now 5x instead of 10x, but it brings a lot of new capabilities like telemacro shots and 8K video. The primary camera is very capable in pretty much any lighting condition with lively colors and excellent dynamic range. All the cameras have very good parity in terms of colors, white balance and exposure. And the video recording quality is also much improved. But there is still room for improvement in terms of zoom shots and low light videos. The software experience of this phone, at least in my opinion, is one of the main reasons to get this phone. First of all, You get 7 years of updates, which is the longest support you can get on any phone. Secondly, One UI is the most feature-packed UI with a lot of useful features. And this feature set can be expanded even further using the Good Lock modules. And with this S Pen, you can do a lot of cool stuff like taking screen off memos, using it as a remote shutter, and also using it as a mouse pointer for extra precision. So the S Pen is a very useful tool even if you are not a digital artist. And if you are a digital artist, you can use this S Pen to a completely different level, especially now with the flat screen to maximize the screen real estate. Also, starting with this phone, you get a lot of cool AI features. Circle to Search is easily the most popular one, and its functionality keeps getting better and better. You also get creative tools like Sketch to Image, Generative Fill, and Photo Studio. You can also summarize text, compose text on any topic, and get multiple writing styles for your text. That's a lot of useful capabilities. If you are invested into the Samsung ecosystem, which honestly is the best ecosystem other than Apple, you can unlock a lot of useful features. With the Samsung tab, you can share clipboard, share your phone screen, and even make the two devices work together. And as an ultimate productivity tool, you can connect this phone to a TV or monitor and use this phone like a desktop PC with Samsung DeX. So the level of creative and productive capabilities this phone offers is simply unmatched. Coming to performance, this phone is powered by the most powerful chip that was available when this phone launched, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. And this phone obviously performs like a champ in day-to-day tasks. It's not designed for gaming, but with so much power under its hood, it has absolutely no problem playing any game. But from a benchmarks and sustained performance perspective, it is slightly behind other phones using the same chip. Battery-wise, this phone packs in a very respectable 5000 mAh battery, and the battery life is good. It's not as good as the OnePlus 12, but getting around 7 hours of screen on time even with heavy use is consistently possible. However, the charging speed on this phone is a bit underwhelming, as this is an area where Samsung hasn't made any progress since 2019. With the 45 watts charger, it takes just over an hour to fully charge this phone, while several other phones can charge in under 30 minutes. And not getting a charger in the box is just like adding insult to injury. In terms of biometric security, there is an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner which is super fast and reliable. Even the face unlock system is fast but less secured. The vibration motor used in this phone is easily one of the best in the market. However, One UI needs to incorporate haptic feedback more extensively to make the UI feel more tactile. In terms of sensors and connectivity, you obviously get everything, including a fast USB port for data transfer and video out. And even in terms of network features, nothing is missing, and I had absolutely no network related issues. So to conclude, this is obviously the most feature-packed phone in the market right now. Its software capabilities are second to none. And while some phones have surpassed it in some hardware aspects like zoom, battery or charging speed, as a complete package, this phone is still on the top. However, as the competition heats up, the gap between the Samsung Ultra phones and other Ultra phones is getting smaller and smaller, and Samsung really needs to step up if they want to remain ahead of the competition. Still, now that the phone is over 9 months old and the prices have come down, it is a really good time to buy this phone. As with several optimizations over the year, it has matured into a phone that is truly deserving of the Ultra tag. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel down below. Thanks for watching.